Welcome.
Hi.
Okay, so
Hi.
normally this is when I say welcome to page to screen and in between. And
Yep.
then you say,
I'm Stacy, and this is my literary partner in crime, Renee. But
well,
we
that
are,
part will always stay the same.
oh, we're always going to say, well, except for the
That
title.
your part, not my part. Your part.
But, oh, my part. Yeah, because you are my literary partner in crime.
Yes.
And we're going to even take that another step
Gonna
further.
pivot. Gonna
We're
pivot
going to
here.
pivot. We're going to pivot. I'm super excited. It's kind of like we did 12 episodes of our page to screen, and last time we were together we kind of like just kind of talked and did our thing, and so then we've kind of been thinking, you know what, let's just see where this goes, and we had an idea to write a book together.
Yeah, because I know that when I was sort of surfing around about trying to decide if this was the right format, if this was the right name, even,
Yeah.
there's several page to screen podcasts. There's two friends that are doing sort of what we do, the definitive, which is better, the definitive decision on which is better, the book or the movie.
Sure.
And not that there's not room out there in this wide world of podcasts for us. However, okay, I just got distracted because my husband is making his coffee and I can hear it while we're talking. Okay.
That's okay.
It's okay.
This
is live. That's why we're live.
But this is what makes us unique, is you and me. And
we're not perfect.
Yeah, our imperfections and our camaraderie and our chemistry is what makes it unique. There will never be another podcast like this.
Correct.
With Renee and Stacy. So
yes, exactly. You and I were talking last week that we were trying to decide, do we go forward with this? Do we tweak? Do we pivot? And of course we decided, yes, of course we pivoted. 12 is a great number. It's got all kinds of beautiful magic things that go with that. So maybe now it's time to go down a new direction. So what was your idea, Stacy?
So my idea was to write a book together. For us to write a book together. And I'm trying to finish a couple of books, which is, I'm a great starter. I'm not so much of a great finisher. And I've tapped into some of your expertise on that a little bit. But I think this will be fun to brainstorm live together, brainstorm a little bit apart, and come in and see what we've come up with the characters and with the different things, and who knows where it will go. I think the beauty of our conversations are our tangents.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll be talking, like I loved last week when or the last time we were on, when we were talking about the cooking shows, and all of a sudden we were talking about plating food and doing
what tools, like I would have to go to school in order to do even anything in my kitchen, because I don't even know how to use the tools.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think we do that well. And it's fun. And it's exciting, and we don't know what the next thing, what we're going to say. And sometimes we interrupt each other, but it's fun. And so, is he still making his coffee? I can see you going, get your coffee, babe. Get your coffee, babe.
He's going upstairs. Get it done.
Have you ever seen, there's a movie, I think it's the movie, oh my gosh, it's Tim Allen's in it, and they are actors. They're what is it called? Quest?
Yes, yeah. Space Quest. Is it
Space Quest or something like that?
Yeah.
And the kid is helping them, and the mom's going, take the garbage out. And he's like, Mom, I'm trying to save the universe here. Fine. And he gets up and takes the garbage out and comes back and goes, okay, the garbage, it's like, things are happening.
So he's upstairs now. It's all done.
Yay! I know. And Jerry will probably be here here pretty soon, and come
yeah. So yeah, he'll come in the middle of from the other side.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it
is with live video.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love us doing that. This is
the best
who
part.
We are.
Yeah.
You get a little taste. Well, should we talk a little bit? Do we want to talk a little bit about the title?
Sure. And I would say before we start titling, I know we were talking about parameters, and one thing that we've noticed in our lives, which is somewhat probably a universal condition, is that time is precious. Yes. And we don't have a lot of time to just kind of listen to every podcast that's out there, sometimes not even to listen to a full hour-long podcast. Mm-hmm. So for parameter wise, our goal would be to keep this down to 20 minutes, no more than 30.
Yeah.
We'd always wanted to do that, but we usually bled into 40 to 45 minutes, no matter how we tried.
We tried, but we just had so many great things to say. And when we would get into the meat of it, like we would have all these great things like bookending. Right. But then we'd get into the meat of it and we're like, well, that's kind of what the name of the podcast is. So we'd have to keep talking about that.
Yes.
So now we kind of get to just have those bookends a little bit.
Yeah. So, okay. So you had mentioned that you wanted to write this book and that we would do it together and it would be about two friends, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly.
So what I'm going to start with is that whenever people find out, oh, you're a published author, and they find out that I'm traditionally published, which means I have a New York publishing house, an editorial team, the marketing, sales, the entire team, and I provide a product, they pay me, and then they take the product and run with it in terms of publishing it for me. Right. And so that's a lot different than independent publishing, so we're not going to talk about that. That's not going to be part of our purview. However, when people discover that that's what I do,
right?
Everybody that I know, I think maybe 1 out of 100 will say, I could never write a book. 99 out of 100 say, oh, I want to write a book, or I have a book in me. And so, of course, I will say, well, tell me about it.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. I have a book.
That's when
I like that. I have a book.
Yeah. So here's where things start going off the rails is when I say, tell me about it. Oftentimes it's an idea. It's a premise. Well, it's going to be two friends. They're really good friends. They're funny. They're going to go through some funny moments. And that to me is very anecdotal. It's going to be this event, this event, this event, this event. That's very what we would call in the writing community or within fiction writing, episodic. So an episodic tying together of stories is not a book. So It's not about taking people through funny incidences. Right. Those happen within the book. What you have to know is what do these women, and usually it's one character. So of the two women, we're going to tell it from one point of view, possibly two, but certainly from one.
Mm-hmm. And we could do a chapter by chapter,
and each one wants either the same thing or something different. And depending on whether it's either way, there's conflict there. But what we need to know is what they want. What do they want? What is the concrete goal? So an example is, did you ever see the movie My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts?
Yes.
Her goal, if I tell you, you're going to know what it was. Her goal was to break that wedding up.
Right.
She was going to this wedding, not to support her friend, not even technically to win the guy, although that was the secondary goal. The goal of that story, of that character, I've got to break this wedding up.
Right.
So I've got to blow this wedding up. I've got to break this couple up. So the whole movie hinges on her. So all of the incidences and all those scenes, the karaoke scene, the scene where at the baseball game, the scene at the office, the scene at the, I think it was the rehearsal dinner. All of it is her in her effort to break this marriage up, to break the couple apart, everything comes out of that goal.
Right.
So when I'll ask people, what do these women want? What is this goal? If you can't tell me concrete, then we got to go back to the drawing board. And by the way, in a romance, love is not the goal.
Yeah.
That can't be the goal. In a mystery, solve the crime is not the goal. The character wants something else. Solving the crime and solving the crime is getting in the way. The romance is getting in the way. So really, what you want to think about is, what is the worst thing that can happen to these two friends? And so is it these two friends want to find their friendship again? They want to come back together again? Is it they need to, one of them has to reveal a lie that it was told that has been at the base of their friendship forever and is trying not to have it revealed, or needs to reveal it before someone else does? So you see, you can go in any direction you want, but without that, and then we talked about, you and I, before we got here, an inciting incident. What puts them on the journey?
Yeah.
So the journey is still to get to the goal. We still want to get them to the goal. Now, it's either a good goal and a worthy goal, or it's a terrible goal and a bad goal. And the heroines in this case, will get the goal and it's a bad thing, or they won't get it and that's a good thing, but they think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's hard. So even when you're writing a memoir, so you're writing your father's memoir,
you
need to be thinking about, from
what
beginning
is the goal of the book,
of his life, and what is the, if you want to, if I say theme, that starts to get to high school, college, English classy, and we all start to kind of twitch.
Yeah.
But really, the theme of the story, or the story question, is, will Julia Roberts' character break the wedding up and then get the man of her dreams, who's not even the man of her dreams? And she even admits in the very beginning he was never the man of the dreams.
Right.
It was, when you turn 30, you're my fallback guy.
Right. If we're not married.
So even that goal of hers is not a worthy goal. And it's not a good goal, but it sends her on this journey. And ultimately she gets to a great place at the end by losing.
Okay.
She ends up at the wedding reception. So she doesn't get the goal. So don't think of terms of it's something that you can get and attain easily. It's just something that that character wants, good, bad, or ugly.
Okay.
So that's he good. Thought, yeah. So then you start into, this is the goal. This is why they want it, but this is why they can't get it. So that's what they call GMC, goal, motivation, conflict.
Okay.
But everything starts with the goal.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you had some ideas.
Well, I do.
Okay. So give me the ideas, and then we can maybe brainstorm around what I just said. Does that help?
Well, if because what do you say? You ask somebody why their character.
What does the character want?
What does the character want? So our characters, this is going to sound, they want friendship, but they're coming at it from two different directions. So in my head, one is very, very wealthy.
Okay.
And one is, I haven't decided yet, not poverty, but not wealthy, not pretty
maybe just like good, solid middle class, paycheck to paycheck.
Under middle class, like probably still trying to make like paycheck to paycheck. Okay.
Yeah. And then not always getting to, at the end of the
day, serving at a mission. The one just because she does all her volunteer work and stuff, and the other one got a DUI. Okay. And that friendship starts to develop. It's kind of hard because the one is the savior. She considers herself, this one's lucky to have me. But then they're both married, and somehow, and again, this is going to develop, their husbands go on a trip together. I don't know because the one husband's like a Wall Street stock market, the other one's just like their landscaper. Okay. Good, solid, but
hardworking man. Good man. Okay.
And he invites him, or she pushes him to invite him to this trip, and they both die.
Okay. So now they have to rely on each other.
They realize the rich husband has been embezzling money.
Ooh.
And all of her assets are frozen. She is now destitute.
Okay.
The poor husband left $1 million policy for his wife and had been investing all through the years, and now she's wealthy.
So they switch.
And what the dynamics of their switching, the kids are no longer have a trust fund. So the kids are kind of, and she's like, I got to get a job. And she's like, well, you can come and clean houses with me. And she's like, well, you don't have to clean houses anymore. Anyway, some of that stuff.
Okay. All right. So so this is good. So you've got this idea. So what I would tell you, and I think it's a great idea. I think it has the premise is a really good idea where two women, I don't think the goal is friendship. So we're going to take that off the table. I think friendship is at the end of the book.
Survival?
Yeah. I think the friendship at the end of the book would be a positive reward that comes at the end. So that's going to be like the end game. That's never, almost kind of like with Julia Roberts, where she decides that she's happy with her life the way that it is. That's her ultimate. That's not her goal. That's what she gets.
Okay.
But she had to take a long route to get there. So my first question would be, so is the meeting at the charity event, in other words, okay, so it sounds like the first thing is each woman has a goal in this book. Where do you envision the book starting? Because you don't want to start, well, okay, there's two schools of thought. You start the book in their everyday world so that the reader kind of gets to know who they are.
Right.
Then you throw them into the inciting incident, which then throws them into the journey of the story.
Right.
The problem is most people, when they're writing a book, spend too much time in that ordinary world.
Right.
And so then the other school of thought is open at the beginning, at the inciting incident, open at the moment of change, which would possibly be the plane crash.
Or the reading of the will.
Or the death. Or the reading. Well, the reading of the will, I would say, has been done too much. So I feel like, I don't know that that's the beginning of your story. I don't think that is. I think the beginning of the story is each of these people each have separate goals, and they meet perhaps at a charity event or at an event where
I was thinking more like a soup kitchen type thing, serving somehow.
And one could be, she could mistake the one as she tries to serve her and she's
right.
It depends on whether it's more of a
that's good. Yeah.
tragedy with comedic elements or a black comedy, or, that's another thing you have to decide the tone. But the first thing is, what does your wealthy woman want in life? Like, what is her goal? She's showing up. Does she want purpose? Is that strong enough? Is she even at a place where she wants purpose?
I think initially she thinks that she is in her purpose.
She's got she's living the dream.
Everything. She's living the dream and she's giving back.
Okay, but deep down, she's still going to want something that maybe she hasn't even, because does she have a perfect marriage, or does she have children who are somewhat out of control? Is she starting to give back to try and teach the kids something? Is she grabbing them and expecting them to come with her and neither showed up? Is she doing, is it a moment where she shows up, the kids have ditched her, the dad is on wherever, she's been ghosted and now she has to walk in. This wasn't the plan. This was the, you could open like that, where her plan was, I'm going to show my kids
like
how great it is
going to serve at this kitchen, and it's going to be
this family bonding. So maybe her whole goal in this story at the beginning is to bring her wayward family together, like her kids together, and get her father and the father engaged to become the family on the inside that they are to the world.
Yeah.
And it could be through charitable givings.
Maybe family is the goal. Like a cohesive family is her goal.
Because I'm thinking about, I've been watching, it's that new Taylor Sheridan story with Michelle Pfeiffer is in it, and I think Madison. And I feel like she and Kurt Russell, their characters have this gorgeous marriage, but they've got rotten kids. They're so spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though now her goal after he's died is to discover this piece of his life that she never shared with him. And now she feels if she can enjoy this and get her children to come with her, they can learn family and learn more about him in this journey.
Okay.
And he had always wanted them to come to this little cabin, and they live in New York City, and they live this. So I feel as though if you want to maybe have her in a moment of, I have this great family, but are we?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what she's doing. Now your other one, if you've got her more of this earthy day to day, maybe it's at a center that she's there to clean up after, and this is going to be her job.
Community service and her
the community service for the drunk driving. It could be that she's there. Right. So her, and maybe she's hidden the DUI from the husband, who sounds somewhat like a saint, the way that you've mapped him out.
Yeah.
And she's living a lie as well. Her lie is, I'm good because I'm poor, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm good because I work hard. Yet she's got this drinking problem. She's got this, now she's got community service. Her husband thinks she's giving back when really she's just secretly paying off the debt to society so she can go back to her husband, just living her life. So they're both living lies. So maybe, through the journey, their lies are revealed. But at the beginning, they're both just sort of swimming head above water.
Right.
And they meet. So your inciting incident for your, maybe the wealthy woman is she has to show up and continue regardless of whether her kids showed up.
Right.
Because
somebody has to do it.
Right. Because she promised them 3 people. Now she's got to do the job of 3 people.
Right.
And then your other character, her inciting incident is to work off this probation.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where you start.
Okay.
At the soup kitchen.
And we can, that's just my idea. So did you have any thoughts or ideas about direction that you would want to go? What direction would you, or are you, because that's my idea. But I mean, if we're writing it together, do we want to just?
I feel like
throw out some stuff, and then you kind of like direct, or do you want to throw out some ideas?
I feel like I feel like not so much in a coaching, like in a coaching role, but I feel like that's good for me.
Yeah,
and I love your idea enough. I mean, I've already taken your idea and taken it in a direction maybe you did or didn't want to go.
No,
but you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's going to be, if you're good with that idea and the beginning of this direction, I think that's probably where we start.
Okay.
And I think maybe choose which heroine. Now, see, there's 2 routes to go here. We write chapter by chapter, or we write heroine by heroine.
Yeah.
So each heroine has her own voice because we've both written her separately.
Yeah, like
Or
maybe I write one and you write one, and there are two different voices, which I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
And I would say that is the hardest part as a writer.
yeah.
That I would say also when I'm teaching like an advanced writing course, is that you have to give every character a different voice. And most authors don't. Even great authors don't. And it's hard to give each person a different voice. And when I say different voice, more than just inflection, more than just word choice, but that's part of it, but also just worldview.
Yeah. Yeah. But with two different people coming at it, maybe
Right.
we could do it a little.
And a lot of writing teams, that's what they do. Especially when it's a male female, that's how they do it. But I know like Reese Witherspoon and I think it was Harlan Coben wrote a book together, but it was one person's point of view, and I could tell it was her point of view. Like it was her idea. She probably gave him pages and then he just reworked them all and probably did what I'm doing, like guided her, but it was one point of view.
Yeah. Okay.
So, well, and twists and turns.
This is a start, right? This is a start. We're going to, I think we're kind of running out of time.
Yeah, we are, because we wanted to stay under 30. And just know that we don't have to, from this point on, every part of your idea is just an idea. We don't have to go from there. So in terms of like both dying, maybe one dies, one doesn't, but we just know we've got two women keeping secrets and doing their best to maintain that outward facade.
That's a good title. Keeping secrets.
Keeping secrets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and most readers love secrets. I mean, that's a good, for want of a better word, trope.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you want to make it more, so next time when we meet again, we can, we still haven't brainstormed the idea of the title, not the book, the
podcast.
And then also brainstorming more depth of the characters before you even start, that kind of thing. Who's going to do what? Yeah.
Okay. That sounds great. We can definitely get that. And then we'll get on we're going to be on Substack.
Yes.
And so we will get our account on Substack once we get the name.
Right. The name will be the next. I think what I wanted to do was just kind of show the process of brainstorming an idea. Yeah. So that's that. So now we're going to take a step back.
Okay.
And we are going to, do the Substack, but we can't do that till after next week, when we actually come up with ideas. But you had some ideas, and I liked one of them, for sure.
Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I like chasing tangents too.
I do. Yeah. I like that one. I think that's what we're really good at, chasing our tangents. So.
Yep.
So okay. Well, this was a good start.
Good start.
Good start. And it's hard to keep it under 30, man. We're already at 30. We're at 28.
44. But okay, so we're going to say goodbye. Do you have a last word?
The last word. Well, I get to see your grands this weekend, so that is going to be really fun. And so
I'm jealous.
Give them kisses from Mimi, because our kids are all going to be together this weekend, so that'll be really fun. So and I know you're working hard, and I'm always thinking about that and enjoying life. So
quick thing about my hair. Okay.
You got it cut.
Well, it's the same cut, shorter. She didn't understand the directive, so we got to go back in.
Okay.
We got it. She did not understand.
It's always
she did not. She did not understand her assignment. It's the same haircut, just shorter. That's not what I wanted.
Maybe you need a picture.
I need a picture.
You need a picture. Because usually, I don't always expect the picture to look exactly like what the picture is, but similar. I want it to look similar. So
she just took 3.5 inches off and called it good. And I'm like, okay.
My sister took in a picture one time of Meg Ryan's hair.
That crazy hair.
and said, this is what I want. And the gal said to her, "You're no Meg Ryan."
Ooh.
And she was like,
I would have said, "And you're not my hairstylist anymore."
I know I'm no Meg Ryan. I just want to look, I want it to look similar. I realize I don't look exactly like Meg Ryan. But she's like, "You're no Meg Ryan." And it's like, okay.
Well, and I've had them say you're too old to color your hair, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Forget it.
Yeah. You're too old for long hair. No, sorry.
There's too many good hairstylists out there to deal with anybody who can't.
And they're so expensive.
Maybe you need somebody different that'll actually do what you want.
Come in with and I even have a picture of me. It's not even it's just a haircut.
Like, this is me. I am a Renee Ryan. You can't say I'm no Renee Ryan. Just make me look like
it doesn't look like me. It's a picture of me.
I want that hair again. My hair like that.
Cindy, my hairstylist in Nebraska, Cindy Hogue, was the only one that's been able to cut my hair.
Oh.
So I probably just need to take a trip to Nebraska.
In July to Nebraska when I'm
there. There you go.
And
then we'll go hang out and we'll do our podcast live. Yeah.
I mean, we have plenty of room at our house, so
there you go. That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to sign off for today. And so we are still page to screen, and we did it. We did it 31 minutes. So we're going to say bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
And we think we're going to say bye.